He never said it out loud, but the way he looked at her when she wasn't watching, it told the whole story. It wasn't in grand speeches or Instagram captions. It was in the way he stood beside her in quiet rooms, the way his eyes softened when she laughed, the way he noticed her when no one else did. That's how you know a man is proud of you, not through words, but through the subtle, silent moments that carry weight. Love doesn't always speak loudly. In fact, the deepest kind often whispers. While many people wait for romantic gestures or bold declarations to feel valued, real love, the kind that holds respect and admiration, is often revealed in the quietest ways. When a man is proud of you, he rarely announces it to the world with a drum roll. Instead, it seeps into his everyday actions, his subtle expressions, and the way he weaves you into his life without needing to be asked. It's easy to overlook these signs. We're trained to look for the obvious. Did he say it? Did he post about it? Did he buy me something? But often, the most meaningful signs aren't flashy. They're human. They're real. They show up in how he listens, how he speaks about you when you're not around, how he shows up when you need someone. Not just as a boyfriend or a partner, but as someone who sees your worth even when you forget it yourself. Being proud of someone goes beyond love. It means he respects you. It means your presence in his life adds value not just to his heart, but to his worldview. It means your growth, your efforts, your small victories feel like his own, because he's emotionally invested in your becoming. Whether you're chasing dreams, healing from the past, or just trying to find your place in the world, a man who's proud of you will walk with you through all of it. Not just during the good days, but also in the mess. This kind of love doesn't beg for validation. It doesn't rely on public approval. It moves quietly, with consistency. You'll see it in his eyes when you talk about your fears, in his smile when others compliment you, in his voice when he introduces you to someone new. These aren't just romantic moments, they're moments of alignment, where his pride for you breaks through without needing decoration. In this piece, we're exploring 15 subtle signs that reveal just how proud he really is, even if he hasn't said it directly. These signs are the unspoken love language of a man who sees you not just as a partner, but as someone worth honoring. So if you've ever wondered whether he's proud of you, don't just wait for the words. Pay attention to the little things. That's where the truth always hides. Let's begin. 1. He brings up your achievements in conversations. When a man is genuinely proud of you, he doesn't wait for the perfect moment to show it. He naturally brings up your achievements in conversations, even when you're not around. It's not something he plans or forces. It comes out in the way he talks about you, to friends, family, or even strangers. He might casually mention that you got a promotion, finished a degree, or handled a difficult situation with grace. Not because he wants to brag, but because he truly admires you and wants others to see what he sees in you. This kind of pride isn't loud. It's not the kind that shouts or shows off. It's the kind that gently seeps into conversations, like a quiet reminder that someone out there is rooting for you. He doesn't just mention what you've done. He talks about how you've done it, the effort, the growth, the resilience, the strength you showed when no one else noticed. You might not even realize he's doing it until someone tells you. He talks about you all the time, or he told us about what you accomplished. He looks so proud. That's when it hits you. You're not just someone he loves, you're someone he respects. He wants others to know how incredible you are, not to boost his own image, but because your success, your growth, and your wins genuinely matter to him. It's one of the most silent, beautiful ways a man can show love, by speaking your name with pride, even when you're not listening. That's how you know he's not just proud of what you do, he's proud of who you are. 2. He smiles when others compliment you. When others compliment you, whether it's about how you look, how you speak, or something you've achieved. And he smiles quietly. That's a sign his heart is full of pride. It's not just a polite smile. It's not forced or out of obligation. It's that soft, genuine smile that says, yes, that's the person I care about. That's who I admire. It often happens in moments when you're not even paying attention, but he notices every word that's said about you. His smile in those moments carries more emotion than words ever could. He doesn't interrupt the compliment or try to take credit for your shine. He just watches you with that look, as if he already knew how special you were, and now the world is finally catching on. It's quiet approval, mixed with a deep sense of connection. It's his way of saying, I see it too. I always have. Sometimes he may not say much in that moment. He might just nod or glance at you with a proud look in his eyes. But that small reaction speaks volumes. He doesn't need to join the applause because deep down, he feels like he's already won. Just by being close to you. It's not about showing you off. It's about silently celebrating you. That smile is the reflection of someone who truly values you, not just for how you make him feel, but for who you are. Someone worth being proud of, someone worth watching shine. And in his heart, every compliment you receive confirms what he already believes. You're someone extraordinary. 3. He posts about you without you asking. When a man posts about you without you asking, it's a quiet but powerful gesture. It means you're not just someone he's close to in private. You're someone he's proud to stand beside in front of the world. It's not about showing off or proving anything to anyone. It's about acknowledgement. It's about saying, this person matters to me, without needing your permission to express it. He might post a photo of you doing something ordinary, laughing, working, being yourself, and add a caption that seems simple but carries real weight. Or maybe he shares your wins, your creativity, your light, just because he wants others to see what he sees. And he doesn't do it because you hinted at it. He doesn't need prompting. He just does it because your presence in his life feels worth sharing. There's something special about being posted without having to ask. It shows that you're not a secret, that he's not waiting for the right moment or hiding behind silence. You're already a part of his story, and he wants to include you in the parts he chooses to show the world. It's not about romantic captions or grand announcements. It's about recognition, effort, thoughtfulness. In a world where people often hesitate to express love openly, this simple act stands out. It says, I'm proud you're in my life, without needing a celebration or a special day. Just the quiet decision to say, you're worth being seen. And sometimes that says more than 1,000 words ever could. 4. He introduces you with pride in his voice. When a man introduces you with pride in his voice, it's not just about names or titles. It's about tone, energy, and emotion. You can hear it in the way he says your name, in the warmth behind his words, in how his eyes light up just a little when he talks about who you are. It's subtle, but unmistakable. He's not just introducing you because he has to. He's doing it because he wants people to know you, to see you the way he does. He might say something simple like, this is her, or meet my person, but there's always something in his voice that makes you feel valued. He doesn't rush through the introduction. He doesn't keep it vague or avoid labels. Instead, he makes sure you feel seen in that moment. It could be in front of his friends, co-workers, or even family. And every time, there's a quiet pride in how he brings you into his world. It's a small thing that speaks loudly, because when a man is truly proud of you, he doesn't just hold your hand in private. He welcomes you into every part of his life. And when he introduces you, it doesn't feel like a formality. It feels like a moment where you're not just included, you're honored. And that voice, full of quiet admiration, says what words alone can't. I'm lucky you're with me. 5. He corrects people when they underestimate you. When someone underestimates you, whether it's through a casual remark, a dismissive joke, or a lack of recognition, and he steps in to correct them, that's pride in its most protective form. He doesn't let it slide. He doesn't laugh along. He stands firm, even if it's subtle, and reminds people who you really are. He might do it gently, with a calm correction. Actually, she's been doing this for years, and she's amazing at it. Or he might say nothing to you in the moment, but later pull that person aside and set the record straight. Not out of ego or defensiveness, but because he knows your worth, and he can't stay silent when someone tries to shrink it. This isn't about being dramatic or creating a scene. It's about loyalty, respect, a deep sense of honor. He sees how hard you've worked, how far you've come, and he refuses to let anyone erase that, even accidentally. When others overlook you, he makes sure your value is visible, not just to them, but to you. There's something incredibly powerful about someone who refuses to let you be underestimated, not because you can't defend yourself, but because you shouldn't have to. His quiet defense is his way of saying, "You deserve to be seen fully, and I won't let anyone dim that." It's pride with backbone, love with courage, and the kind of support that doesn't wait to be asked. It simply shows up when it matters most. 6. He remembers the small wins you forget. When a man remembers the small wins you forget, it shows just how closely he pays attention, not just to your life, but to your heart. These aren't the big, flashy achievements that everyone claps for. These are the quiet moments you barely acknowledge yourself, the day you finally made that difficult call, the time you stood up for yourself at work, or when you finished something you started months ago. Maybe you shrugged it off, thinking it wasn't a big deal, but he didn't. He holds onto those little victories because he knows how much they mean beneath the surface. And when you're too tired, too distracted, or too self-critical to notice how far you've come, he gently reminds you. He says things like, "Remember when you didn't think you could do that, and now you've done it." Not to flatter you, but to center you, to help you see the strength he's always seen. This kind of pride doesn't come with confetti or grand speeches. It comes with presence, with someone being so tuned into your journey that they notice what even you overlook. His memory of your wins is his way of saying, "I see you," even when you're not trying to be seen. It's a quiet form of love, rooted in pride, wrapped in attention, and delivered in the moments you need it most. Because someone who truly values you won't just celebrate your loudest days. He'll cherish your quiet triumphs too. 7. He brags about you to friends and family. When a man brags about you to his friends and family, it's not just conversation, it's admiration overflowing into his world. He doesn't do it for approval or attention. He does it because talking about you makes him feel proud. Proud of who you are, what you've accomplished, how you carry yourself, and the way you make him feel. He brings up your name in rooms you're not even in, not because he has to, but because he wants to share how lucky he feels to have you. It might be something small, like telling his sister how good you are at what you do, or mentioning to his friends that you handled a tough situation with grace. He could casually drop your achievements into conversation, or tell a story about something kind or brilliant you did. Whatever the topic, the tone is always the same. Respect, pride, and a little glow in his voice when he speaks about you. You may hear it later from someone else. "He always talks about you," or "He told me how amazing you are at that." And in that moment, you realize, even when he's not with you, he's lifting you up. That's when pride becomes something deeper. It's not just about being impressed by you. It's about genuinely believing in you and wanting the people closest to him to see you the way he does. That kind of bragging isn't ego-driven, it's heart-driven. It says, "This person matters to me," in the most natural and consistent way. And when a man does that, it's a silent promise. You're not just a part of his life. You're someone he's proud to love out loud. 8. He supports your dreams like they're his own. When a man supports your dreams like they're his own, it means he's not just cheering from the sidelines. He's standing beside you, believing in every step, every risk, every late night and quiet doubt. He doesn't treat your ambitions as a side note or a phase. He treats them as part of who you are, and by extension, part of what matters to him. He listens closely when you talk about what you want to build, where you want to go, or what scares you. He doesn't just say, "You can do it." He asks, "How can I help?" He's willing to sacrifice time, comfort, even his own plans if it means helping you get closer to yours. He reminds you of your goals when you start forgetting them. He protects your dreams from the noise, the fear, and sometimes even from your own doubt. You'll notice it in the little things. The way he remembers deadlines you mentioned once. The way he gets excited when you make progress. The way he tells others what you're working toward, like it's something sacred. He may not fully understand your path, but he respects it. He doesn't feel threatened by your ambition. He's inspired by it. And that kind of support isn't loud or showy. It's steady. It's real. It's the kind that says, "I'm not here to hold you back. I'm here to push you forward." Because to him, your dreams aren't separate from the relationship. They're woven into it. And when a man truly loves you, he doesn't just want to be part of your present. He wants to walk beside you into the future you've always imagined and help you build it. 9. He defends you even when you're not around. When a man defends you even when you're not around, it reveals a deep level of respect and loyalty. It means he stands up for you, not for show, not for praise, but because your name, your worth, and your dignity matter to him, whether you're there to hear it or not. He doesn't stay silent when someone disrespects you, jokes at your expense, or speaks about you in a way that feels unfair. He steps in, calmly but firmly, to correct it, to protect your image, your truth, and your name. And the powerful part is, you may never know he did it. He won't come back and tell you every time he shielded you from something or someone. That's not why he does it. He does it because he believes in you. Because your reputation isn't something he's willing to let others play with, especially behind your back. It shows that his pride in you isn't performative. It's rooted. When you're not around to defend yourself, he becomes the voice that reminds people who you really are. Someone deserving of respect, not rumors. Someone worth standing up for. That kind of defense isn't about being aggressive or confrontational. It's about integrity. It's about holding your value, even in rooms you haven't walked into yet. And when a man does that, when he protects your name in your absence, it's one of the strongest signs that his love for you runs deep. Because it's easy to show support when you're watching. But real loyalty, that happens when you're not looking. 10. He uses "we" when talking about your success. When a man uses "we" while talking about your success, it's not because he wants to take credit. It's because he feels emotionally invested in your journey. Your achievements don't feel separate from him. They feel shared, like he's been a witness to your growth and a quiet supporter behind each step. It's his way of saying, "I was there. I saw how hard you worked. I felt every high and low with you." He doesn't say it to overshadow your moment. He says it because he's been walking beside you, maybe helping you brainstorm ideas, encouraging you during doubts, or reminding you of your strength when you couldn't see it yourself. And so when the moment comes and you reach a goal, he naturally feels part of that celebration, not in a possessive way, but in a deeply supportive one. The word "we" in those moments reveals how closely he holds your dreams. It shows that your journey hasn't been lonely, even when it felt that way. He was there, holding space, holding hope, and cheering for you in all the ways that mattered. And now, when the success comes, He's just proud to have been even a small part of your story. That quiet shift from "you did it" to "we made it" is not about ownership. It's about partnership. And when a man truly loves you, your win feels like his win too. Because in his heart there is no separation. You're a team, and your shine only makes you both stronger. 11. He celebrates your growth, not just your results. When a man celebrates your growth, not just your results, it shows he sees you for who you truly are, not just for what you accomplish. He doesn't wait for the final outcome to be proud of you. He notices the changes you're making, the fears you're facing, and the quiet strength you show along the way. To him, the effort matters just as much as the success. He applauds the small steps, the way you handled a situation with more patience than before, the way you didn't give up when things got hard, the way you pushed through anxiety or self-doubt. He sees the way you're evolving, and he doesn't rush you or pressure you to arrive at some perfect version of yourself. Instead, he walks with you through the process, celebrating the becoming, not just the arrival. When you're hard on yourself because the outcome didn't go as planned, he reminds you of how far you've come. He notices what others overlook. He speaks into your growth when you can't see it yourself. And he does it sincerely, not to make you feel better temporarily, but because he genuinely values your journey. This kind of love runs deep, because anyone can clap when you cross the finish line. But the one who sees you stumble, sweat, grow, and still says, "I'm proud of you," that's the one who truly understands you. That's someone who isn't just waiting for your victories. He's already proud of your evolution. And in his eyes, your growth is the real win. 12. He listens when you talk about your goals. When a man truly listens as you talk about your goals, it shows that he values not just your present, but your future. He doesn't zone out or nod passively. He's engaged, focused, and tuned into the details. He remembers what you said weeks ago about something you wanted to pursue, and he brings it up later, showing you he wasn't just hearing you. He was absorbing your words like they mattered. You'll notice how he asks follow-up questions, encourages you when you hesitate, and even reminds you of what you said when you're feeling stuck. He doesn't try to talk you out of your dreams. He doesn't make them smaller so they fit into his comfort zone. Instead, he makes space for them, no matter how big or wild they may seem. He might not fully understand every goal you have, your field, your passions, or your reasons, but he still listens with respect, because what matters to you matters to him. He wants to know what drives you, what scares you, and what lights you up. That kind of listening creates safety, motivation, and emotional connection. It tells you you don't have to chase your dreams alone. In a world where people often listen to reply, not to understand, a man who listens to your goals listens to your heart. And with that kind of presence, you begin to feel like your voice and your vision are not just heard, but held. 13. He shares your work or passion publicly. When a man shares your work or passion publicly, it's a quiet but meaningful act of love and pride. He doesn't do it for attention or to appear supportive. He does it because what you create, believe in, or care deeply about has become important to him too. Whether it's a piece of art you made, a business you started, a cause you stand for, or even just a small project you've been pouring your heart into, he wants the world to see it through his eyes. He might post about it on his social media, mention it in conversations, or tell people to check it out. Not because you asked, but because he genuinely believes in what you're doing. And even if it's not something he personally relates to, he still shows up for it. That kind of support isn't performative, it's personal. Sharing your work is another way he tells the world, I see them, I believe in them, and I want others to, too. It means he understands that your passion isn't just a hobby or side interest. It's a reflection of your identity, your effort, and your purpose. And by putting it out there, he's amplifying your voice with his own. It's one of the most sincere forms of pride. Not just standing beside you privately, but using his own platform to elevate you. When someone believes in you this openly, it's not just encouragement, it's alignment. It means your light matters to him so much he wants it to be seen, everywhere. 14. He looks at you like you've already made it. When a man looks at you like you've already made it, it's a look filled with belief, not expectation. He doesn't wait for you to become someone better or more successful in the eyes of the world. He already sees greatness in you, right here, right now. It's in his eyes when you talk about your goals. It's in his smile when you doubt yourself. It's in his silence when you're just being yourself, unaware of how remarkable you are in that moment. That look says more than words ever could. It tells you he's not measuring you by milestones, titles, or applause. He sees your strength in the way you keep going. He sees your brilliance in the way you think, the way you care, the way you show up. He sees your power, even in your quiet days. To him, you're not someone chasing potential. You are already living it. It's the kind of look that gives you confidence without pressure. You don't feel like you have to prove yourself because he's already convinced. And that belief, that calm, quiet certainty in his eyes, makes you stand a little taller, breathe a little deeper, and dream a little bigger. Not because he pushes you, but because he sees something in you that reminds you of your own worth. To be looked at like that, like you've already made it, is one of the purest forms of love and pride. It means he's not just waiting to celebrate your destination, he's already celebrating who you are on the way there. 15. He never lets you doubt your worth. When a man never lets you doubt your worth, he becomes more than a partner. He becomes a mirror that reflects back your strength, even when you can't see it yourself. In moments when you're hard on yourself, when the world feels loud and you feel small, he gently steps in, not with loud speeches or forced positivity, but with steady reminders of who you are, of what you bring to the world, of how deeply you matter. He listens when you're breaking down, but he never lets your insecurities write the final story. He challenges the voice in your head that says you're not enough and replaces it with truth. He reminds you of how far you've come, how deeply you love, how hard you try. Not in a way that feels like a lecture, but like a lifeline. He sees the cracks, the moments when you slip into self-doubt, and instead of pulling away, he gets closer. He reminds you of your light, especially when you can't feel it. Sometimes it's in the way he speaks your name with tenderness. Sometimes it's the way he won't let you settle for less than you deserve. Sometimes it's in the silence, the way he just stays, sits beside you, and refuses to let you face your storm alone. That kind of presence is rare. It's not just love, it's belief. It's someone who doesn't just love the version of you that shines, but also loves the one that shakes, the one that questions, the one that doubts. And through it all, he never lets you forget. Your worth isn't up for debate, not in his eyes and not in this world.